Hello, good people. Welcome to episode 149 of Riding with Tim. I told y'all in a previous episode that we were going to have a giveaway soon. Still working out the details. We got to figure out how to get the prizes to you guys. I'm also working on getting my other show mapped out and ready to launch. Oh man, I'm going to text some people today to see if I can get them to commit to a couple of dates, and we're going to have a conversation with them. Or if we're going to do this pre-recorded. I would like to do it live so you all can ask questions. We'll see what happens. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you all what I'm looking at. I'm thinking I might just do a couple of pre-recordings just to see how well it's received, and then maybe do a live after a couple of recordings. You know, I can maybe do a live with the most popular interview and do a live with that person, and then that way. And I got to figure out how to give you all a heads up on the interview and what to expect. And I think that'll work out too. I'm gonna do that on. I'm definitely going to do that on my social media platforms as well. All right. How's it going? Would you share in terms I am going to work. Sorry, I was distracted there for a minute. I was actually, hello, you all. Thank you all for coming on. Thank you for your likes. Please subscribe, share. I've got a lot going on, man. There's a lot to be done. There's a lot on my mind. I just hit a bird. There's a lot of ideas going on in this brain here. All right, so number one, and I haven't been wanting to talk about this because I don't want, well, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it, all right? So here, me and an individual, we've been discussing a business model. Me personally, I like just listening to people's ideas. I like listening to business models. I like getting dissecting someone's thought process. And so they came to me and they're like, "Hey, wow, y'all see this cloud? Oh, that's crazy. That's about halfway scary. This reminds me of the movie The Mist." But anyway, we're talking about a business model, and they're full of ideas, okay? Full of ideas. They got this one idea. I'm not going to go into any detail, but they got this one idea, and they're like, okay, this is what we need to do, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now, if for you that don't know, I've run I'll say 2.5 businesses. One business is a part-time business. The other two are full-time businesses, and I work full-time. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm listening to his business model and how he feels we can make money off of this, and this. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now let's talk about how we're going to, first of all, get the capital to start this business. What are you bringing to the table? They're like, I'm bringing ideas. Okay. But to start a business, and when I was trying to explain, and when I'm explaining you all, I'm not bashing this person because they're very intelligent. But obviously, I don't think he knew what I had going on. But to run a business, you need capital, okay? So, and you need to know how much capital. So you got to run it down on how much is the merchandise going to cost? How much is it going to cost to keep it supplied? What is the market like for that product? Are you going to need employees? Okay. What's the venue going to be like that you're going to be using it? Are you going to have to renovate it? Are you going to have to buy, what's the lease like? Or are you going to buy the venue? all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And all these things that run through your mind or run through my mind, I'm like, yeah, guys, I mean, there's more to it than just saying, hey, let's start a business. And then it's like they were looking to me to be the one to fund it, but they wanted to be a part of it. I don't have a problem with being a partner with someone, but a partner has to be able to contribute value. And I think he understood that later on, because I mean, we had a conversation the other day and they said something that caught my eye, or caught my ear, I should say. And I was like, okay, they get it now. But there for a minute, it was like, we. And I'm like, it's not going to be we. If I were to pursue this, appreciate the ideas, but it'll probably be me. Now, I will pay you for referrals, for your network, but as far as you being included in the profits, it probably won't happen. And now I understand. I think this person just really wants to see their idea come to life, which is also satisfying. To watch something, your brainchild, grow. Even if you're not profiting from it, but to see someone turn your idea into something, I'm sure is satisfying. I've never had that happen, but I'm sure it's satisfying. Yeah, get on over there. Look at this shack. Thank you. Should have been over a long time ago. Up on. These clouds are low, you guys. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting talking to this guy. I mean, and we've talked the last 2 weeks about it. And I even told them, you know, if they can get their stuff together, if they can get their capital together, get everything together, I would help support them. I might not want to run, because I don't even have the time to run another business. That's the point I was trying to get across to them. I don't have the time. Hello, you guys. I don't have the time to run another business. And the style of business that he was wanting to get into, that is going to be demanding. I mean, there's a lot to it. Also, I had a little conversation the other day, and I usually don't do this, but I had it on Facebook with an old friend of mine, and it was more of a debate. I ain't gonna say I like debates, but I like discussing differences. I want to know what makes people think the way they think. Because just because people think a certain way that might be opposite the way I think, don't really make them evil or mean or whatever. We just got a difference of an opinion, and I want to know why you have that opinion. So that's what I usually that's the knowledge I usually seek. It's not so much that I'm looking to change my mind, but I want to know why you think what you think. So we had this conversation. It was a decent one. It was a good one. Nobody called each other names. I didn't get upset. I don't think he got upset. Didn't change his mind, and I wasn't setting out to change his mind. I was just setting out to voice my opinion. And he voiced his opinion. He didn't change my mind. But I have a better idea of why they feel the way they feel about certain things. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily make them evil. They just think a certain way. And, people they develop their opinion or their conclusions on things based on their experiences and their reality, the things that are going on in their life. And they can't necessarily see somebody else's opinion because they haven't experienced what they've experienced. And that's the thing that we're going to have to start understanding as a people. Everyone has their own experiences. Everyone sees things through a different lens. And you don't have to agree, but just try to comprehend why they feel the way they feel before you develop an opinion about that person. There's some things, to be honest with you guys, I'm telling you, I don't even understand. They can explain until the cows come home, and it's not logical. It doesn't make any sense. You can tell they're just trying to win an argument. They're not trying to solve a problem, and I don't deal with that. I used to entertain that. I don't entertain that anymore. If you ain't willing to try to solve a problem, and all you're doing is just throwing jabs to try to get me upset or try to shut me up, I ain't got time for that. I don't care who you are. I don't have time for that. Talk to me like an adult. Voice your opinion. Base it in facts, your experiences. And we can try to work something out, or we can agree to disagree. That's all there is to it. Easy as that. So, if you have watched this show before, you already know what time it is. If you're new to the show, this is the end. This is where I sign off. And I want to thank you all again for your support. Thank you guys again. And I'm going to get back on here. I'm probably going to get back on here tonight. I want to talk to you guys about a couple of videos I've seen about Malcolm Jamal Warner that really was a inspiration. Okay? So, I'm going to get off of here. Just remember, guys, if everybody serves, everyone gets served. Spread that. Think about it. If everybody serves, everybody gets served. And I'm going to get off of here. I love you guys. You all have a blessed day.